hi. Hisashiburi. Hopefully my camera stays up the whole time. Oh my god. Wow, you're already here hydrating me. I just got here, dude. But thank you. My dumbass, like, why is it so quiet? Because I didn't press play on my music. Here you guys go. Oops. Is it actually playing it? Ooh, I don't... Is it this one? Sorry, all of my stuff got... no? You guys probably don't hear anything by the look of it. Is it this? Is that... Okay, oh my god, that's probably way too loud though, is it? How is it for you guys? Let me know, and also let me know if it overwhelms me or if I'm not loud enough. Okay. I changed my sound a little bit for the sound stuff, so... But yeah, I have just, oh my god, I'm on the wrong layer. Famous last words, wrong layer. There, that sounds good, good. Okay, I did it. I am Davina. But yeah, I've been kind of working on this one on and off. I love Magik, by the way. She is amazing, but I haven't had a lot of time because I'm still working on a lot of other projects. But I also am like, if I'm gonna stream something, I don't want to stream the boring stuff. Let's go back to this. I got some other stuff to work on too. What did I do here? Am I still on 5? No. Oh my god, is it not seeing me now? Shit. I wonder if it's having trouble picking me up now. Because my tablet is blocking more of it than it used to be. Sorry guys, I'm playing with my camera. Hopefully that's better. Okay, anyways. Let's go ahead and try to fix this line a bit. They got really like weirdly thin here. Oh, I see what I was doing. That was fun. You know what I mean, right? So how has everybody been? It's too friggin' hot here. It's definitely summer. But I'm inside and it's warm, or not warm, the other direction. It's cool enough. It's not like cold, but it's comfortable. But yeah, outside is awful, man. Don't go outside. The sun is a deadly laser. Hi, Quotable! Oh my god, another hydrate. Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing. This heat, man. This heat. Hopefully those of you who are, I mean, I'll have to go out tomorrow, but those of you guys who have like jobs where they require you to go out a lot, just, you know, stay safe, hydrate, all that usual shit. Water. I've got my water bottle next to me. Okay, color-wise, I don't think I did the highlights yet either. I think I was on the 4th level of shading. Am I even painting? No, it froze again. There we go. You see it's all catching up now. Okay, there we go. Like that's... Oh my god. Nothing has changed. Shimiji, shimiji tool. Shimiji, shimiji. Shimiji, shimiji, shimiji. She's supposed to look kind of like wicked. So, this is... Oh! It went to an ad. Haha. Stop you. But no, this is based on the 4th cover of the end of it. It's only a 4-minute issue miniseries of the Magik comic by Marvel. Was it Ileana and Storm? Ileana and Storm or whatever. It's a really old one. I mean, it's not the oldest one, but it's the oldest Magik one, I guess. But yeah, that cover is inspired. This is inspired by that cover, but I kind of want to do my own take on it. You know, obviously the general concept and the posing are the same, but even like the anatomy and stuff, I went with my own because there were some things that I thought looked a little odd, and especially the feet. So I spent a lot of time on these feet. It's a really strange thing to say, but it's true. So you can praise her feet when I post it later. And don't worry, guys. Apparently, nobody can see, but me can see your likes on Twitter now. So feel free to like feet. It's fine. Nobody knows. I will totally not tell on you guys if you bribe me. Okay, good. I did that all right there. Other than that, I don't know if a lot has really happened. It's just been a really busy week for me again. Had some stressfuls. Don't we all, though? Father's Day was yesterday, right? I hope for those of you guys who have a father, have somebody who's in that position, like rather actually be a real father, like see the concept of parents, and I think I've mentioned this before when we were on Mother's Day, or even family. I don't believe that family has to necessarily be blood related. So even with like who your parents are and like fathers or whatever, they don't have to be the father. I almost said the father that birthed you. Yes, fathers don't generally birth you unless you're a seahorse. But, you know, they don't have to be like that. It can be more like, you know, somebody who just kind of takes up that role or, you know, fills that gap or whatever. And, like, you really do make up your own family. You guys have probably heard that quote in English is, blood is thicker than water. Well, that's not the whole quote. I don't remember the exact quote verbatim, but it's like blood is thicker than water, but nothing is thicker than the covenant of the womb. But anyways, it basically means, yeah, family ties matter, but just because you're blood related doesn't mean that, like, yeah, your family actually has nothing to do in the end with blood. So blood will tie you to them, but it's actually who is there and who acts as your family that is the ones that you will, you know, be tied to and stuff. So it's weird, but I always liked when I found that out, because I hated, like, oh my god. I mean, I think a lot of people I know have some issues with their family, and like some of them are pretty bad, but you know, not all of them are god awful. It's just, you know, it's a thing, and that's okay. We all have our ways of, you know, coping with it too, and finding things, and you know, we find our own families, and that's fine. Did I even like do this side for that other color? I don't think I did. It looks a little lackluster. I only did 3. I only did that one hand. It's been so long. See, it's been so long since I've done this. I don't even remember. Okay, fine. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Like, there's not enough shadows here. I'm sure you guys have realized by now, but I tend to go very heavier contrast on my shadows than a lot of people. I don't know though. I don't like it how some people don't really use a lot of shading at all, and then you just don't. It doesn't look like there's anything there. It doesn't look like people, like, you know, there's any depth to the picture. So there's that fine line. Maybe I go a little crazy. I will totally agree with that. But you know, there is definitely a fine line there. Yeah, this looks a little, I can see where I missed it. So like, yeah, I was looking at this hand and then so I'm like, why does it seem so flat? Well, probably because I never did the other level of shading on it. I typically like to do about 4 levels of shading at least on pictures. Some will have more, some will have less. Certain elements of a picture can have more. So like in this case, you know, her face right by her hair is probably gonna have a lot more than some of the others. The one that's like her face, like this side, oh my god, I scrolled up, but like this side right here where it's covering, I plan on having like a little more there. It's nice that Magik finally has her own one-shot again. I really wish they would just give her like a main title. I mean, she will be involved in, I think, she's doing X-Men, I think, is the one she's joining. Because yeah, like the X-Men is reforming after all the crap that's happened in the comics. So we get Uncanny X-Men, X-Men, and X-Force. We're getting 3 spin-offs and they're breaking into different groups. And Uncanny has Nightcrawler, which that obviously means I need it. Nightcrawler and Magik are my 2 favorites. And then X-Force has... Because yeah, Cyclops leads the X-Men with Magik, Psylocke, Juggernaut, and somebody, I don't know. The Brain is dead. Wolverine, I think, is an Uncanny. Where is he in X-Force? I don't know. I'll have to look it up again. I don't know, guys. I just sell and read them. That's it. Okay, yeah, this, yeah, you can see there's a lot. Oh, God, I didn't even get the leg down here. So yeah, I definitely need more shading here. Maybe I'll finish her skin tonight. I'm not gonna stay on that long though. Usual, just an hour, and I'll get back to my normal evening routines. But anyways, before I got like totally sidetracked, so like Father's Day, yeah, Kitten came over and we did dinner for my dad. Kind of a little upset about that. So he is really picky. And I was like, I know he likes like stuff like Polish sausage and stuff, but I wanted to do something nicer. So with advice and help from my mom, like mostly like she got the ingredients for me. I did shrimp scampi, pasta, and because he won't eat rice, and then what was the other? Oh, roasted cauliflower that I seasoned myself from Fresh. Hi, RTD! I see you redeem weird noises. I will do those as soon as I finish this train of thought. But yeah, anyway, so like I spent a lot of time doing it, and Wong helped with some of it too, but I started cooking while he was still sleeping. But the whole thing was like when my dad got here and saw it, and he was like, oh, I thought we were having Polish sausage, and like seemed really disappointed, but like really, I don't know, I felt like that was like, why did you spend all this time and effort? You should have just thrown a thing on a grill. And I was like, you little shit. But anyways, we all know I have dad issues, so that's nothing new. All right, let's make some weird noises. Let me drink my water first, then. Weird noises. Thank you very much. Yeah, I know, guys. I took a month off stream. Can you believe it? Pasta. Well, yeah. I mean, it was just penne. That's what we put the stuff on. But I was just like, my God. I feel like we ate it. We ate the leftovers today with rice, and it was so much better. It takes up so much more of the sauce and stuff, the seasoning. I don't know. Like I said, my dad is picky. Well, he has he's a 2-time cancer survivor. I think I mentioned that before. He's in remission and stuff, and the one I think he's like considered totally cured of. I don't know. It's just not there anymore. But the whole thing is he's like his diet they've been adjusting his diet to reflect his health because he eats a lot of things he probably shouldn't be eating for his age and doesn't exercise enough. So, you know, he's got like high cholesterol and stuff like that. So yeah, he's been cutting down on stuff. So now he won't eat rice because, oh, it's high in carbs, but he'll eat pasta, which is worse. But yeah, part of it too is like he will go and like barely eat any dinner and then just go like pig out on snacks. Like he literally keeps a bunch of chocolate bars, and we used to call it his den when I lived at home. Is this like his old computer office, but he doesn't even use it anymore. It's just a storage place, man. It's disgusting. And it's also really annoying that, you know, even when we were there, he never did. It's like, dude, you have this whole place. But yeah, apparently he's been working, he does work from remote now, from home. And he's just been, you know, working in the living room, and it's driving my mom crazy. So it's, in some ways, it's kind of funny. But I do also agree with her. I'm like, I don't know why. For the first couple months, I understand, oh, yeah, you know, this might not be a temporary thing. No need to set up a home office. But then after, it was like, okay, this is not going away. Like, because it started during the pandemic. He should have just been like, okay, yeah, like, we'll just set up my office. Did he? Nope. But yeah, anyways, so. Yeah. But it was good to see, you know, it was good to see everyone and eat with everyone. And it was fun with Kitten, although we literally started giving Kitten, like, a medical examination. It was funny. I got out my, my blood pressure monitor, because, yes, I have one of those. And we took her blood pressure, and it was not very good. So, you know, stuff like that and things. And I don't know. And then, of course, my dad's like, you guys are crazy. It's like, don't worry about it. So, it was weird, but. Also, my dad doesn't like to stay at my house long, nor does he like to come over if he can help it. Because he doesn't like, apparently he told my mom, he doesn't like that we have people take their shoes off in our house. So for you guys, how many of you guys don't wear shoes in the house? Like, I wear slippers. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not wearing something, but how many of you guys don't wear shoes, like tennis shoes and stuff? Like actual outdoor shoes. That's the word. just curious if that's like, I mean, I know it's obviously a more Asian mindset, but I was doing that before, long before I started dating Long, or even before I really got into stuff. I always thought that was like common courtesy, I guess. Now, in my parents' house, even when I took it off, I definitely had to have slippers because they had so many dogs growing up, and they had cats and stuff. You never know when something was gonna like throw up on the floor and you were gonna step in it. It's really not asking that much, I don't think. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. Is it really that much to ask somebody to take off their shoes? We even have slippers for people. So I really don't get it. I mean, even for like when we're exercising, like doing Ring Fit and stuff, we have our indoor pair of tennis shoes that have never gone outside at all. So they just stay inside. And then they work. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's just something that is weirder. But a lot of my friends are the same way. But to me, it's more of an issue of cleanliness than it is anything else. Especially like when it's raining and stuff. There's so much mud you can truck in. Yeah, so you don't wear shoes. So you keep them at the bedroom door. See, it's not that weird, right? Well, we don't have carpet either. I have some carpet. It depends on the room. But you walk in and it's wood and then tile. Before, my parents' house was all carpet. Now it's wood too. I don't know, but even, like I said, even back then, I'd just be like, nope, nope. I had my slippers. And I mean, obviously, I get like in your own home and stuff. It's one thing, but he wears slippers at home. And he was staying long enough that it wasn't like, oh no, I'm gonna, like, he's just coming really quick to drop something off, then yeah, that's fine. You don't have to even come very far, so you can just stand there and I'll hand, pass it to you or whatever. But I don't know. It's a really weird thing. He gets so weird sometimes. This is just like my makeshift therapy session. Sorry, guys. I was mostly just thinking about it because it was Father's Day yesterday. So I saw him, But alas, c'est la vie. It's very weird indeed. Yeah, I don't see. For me, it wasn't even an issue of carpet. But yeah, you can definitely, figure from that. In Japan, it was so easy just taking off my shoes everywhere. I don't like wearing shoes for long anyways. I mean, obviously, I don't go out in not shoes. In fact, I almost wore my cute little sandals today that I got in Hawaii, but I've got literally cotton sticking out of my toes, so I was like, probably not. People don't need to see my cotton. I don't have it banded up right now either because it's doing a lot better. But yeah, I have, what are they called? Ingrown toes? Nails right now? It happens every now and then. I'm sure it happens to a lot of us. It's apparently a pretty normal thing. But yeah, I was looking up to see ways to alleviate the pain. And they were mentioning if you can get the nail back, like up and back a little bit, you can stick cotton ball, like pieces of cotton ball under there, which is what I did. And it actually helps a lot. It was really weird, and at first I was like, this is not gonna work. But I used a cuticle thingy? I don't know what it actually is. It came in my nail set, but I don't do much more besides trimming and, I almost said flossing, trimming and filing my nails. I break a lot of nails. No shoes on the carpet. Yeah, see, I think it really depends, and also, like, how dirty are your shoes? See, we also, for the sake of people, too, have this, like, slip cover that you can just put on your shoes, too. So instead of taking them off, you just put it over. And, like, we actually have, like, benches by both the front and our garage doors, so there's a place to sit and take your shoes and store them. We got these cute little bamboo benches from Costco. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I mean, like I said, in my case too, because we have cats, but they definitely don't poop on the floor. And as of right now, we don't have any of them with issues that you have to worry about peeing on the floor. Knock on wood. But yeah, like fur balls, but even then you can usually see them in time. And we try to, like, actually Arata's pretty good about telling me where they are too, so. He'll try to cover them up like he would, like, when you're covering up the stuff in a litter, the poop in a litter box. It's so cute. I'm like, baby, it's okay. Mommy knows it's there. Mommy will get it. But yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I walk into a house and it's disgusting, I ain't gonna take my shoes off. But if I walk into a house and it's clean, I will verify that it's okay. And now, if everyone else is wearing their shoes and they're weird like that, I probably wouldn't, just because I don't want to get my toes stepped on. And knowing my look, I would. Underarm? Watame would be so proud. But yeah, like I said, I can understand why it's a nuisance and depending on the type of shoe, but also, yeah, we made it easy for people, and it's just, you know, I don't know. It's a little weird thing. So, with that said, do you guys know of any other, like, cultures besides Asian, especially, like, Japanese and Chinese, that would, like, take off their shoes before entering? I mean, I understand in a lot of places the, like, I don't know, I feel like there are places that wouldn't do it, but is there any other place that actually, like, that's a really common tradition and people don't even second about it? I don't know if any of you guys know that, because I think most of you guys right here are all Americans, and you're like, I just do what I'm supposed to. Yeah, we're learning so much now. Oh, that's okay, though. That's definitely something I'll have to look up later. Ball pit, what? Ball pit is not a nationality. Unless you're saying that's you live in a ball pit? Is that true? Dad, is that true? Do you live in a ball pit? Inquiring minds want to know. I think so. Okay, now we're back to where I started. Ha ha ha. That's a good thing to ask, RTD. I mean, see, that's just it too. Usually when somebody comes over, especially if it's somebody I don't know, or like even with not, well, like we don't always bother like the electricians and stuff. I'll just mop after them if I need to. But you know, like stuff like people coming doing handy work. Oh my god, hardy work. I don't even know. But yeah, like I feel like I'm like, oh, like if I have somebody over, I'm always like, can you please take your shoes off? And you know, I just ask. Like I don't know. Like I said, it's a really weird thing. Do you customers first a question? Oh, do you live in a ball pit? Is what I was asking you. I'm pretty sure you do. But yeah, it's always in those cases, it's good to ask if you don't know. Sorry, my mic is blocking my, what do you call this? My window over here for the paintbrushes. That's why I was like leaning around weirdly. I swear I'm not crazy. Okay, no, I'm definitely crazy. I've been watching, I think we're almost done with, well, we're almost caught up, I guess, because I think it's still airing, season 2 of Made in Abyss. And one of the things that's really cool about that show, or like, it's not a happy show. Like, don't get me wrong, it's definitely not a happy on over level. There's happy moments, and you know, it's not like the character, you're following like a young kid as the main character. I think she's what, like 10 or something, 12. How old is Rico? She's not very old. But anyways, oh yeah, no, you're now from Ball Pit. You're the Grand Keeper of Ball Pit. That's your nationality, Ball Pit. Yeah. Anyways, it's been making me think a lot about that, because like obvious. But yeah, because you know, so if you guys don't know the premise of this, I'm not gonna spoil like anything major for you. I just tell you the basic premise of the story is there is like this big abyss hole that like opened up underground, and obviously everyone's like, what is this? Let's study it, because you know it's human nature. But they're finding that, like, you know, as you go further deep into it, the further you go, the more messed up you get. It's hard to like actually exist down there and still remain human. Like, there's a lot of things that happen, but you know, people still want to go and explore and try to get all the way to the bottom and see what's there, kind of thing. And then of course another thing to note is that people don't generally come back when they go down, because going from one level up is really hard. A lot of people get basically, it's something sickness, but yeah, it's like, you know, think about it as like gravitational, going really quickly from one gravity level to another, and like it does involve like mutation and stuff too, so it's a little different. But so that's the general premise. Well, anyways, the main character Riko is in an orphanage, and she is they start training these people to go down there when they're like kids, so that's a pretty common thing. So they'll go and like explore some of the really low level, like really high up levels where you can still get back, but yeah, you know, and as they train to get in and fight, there's like a lot of monsters and stuff down there too. But so yeah, she is living in an orphanage with a bunch of other kids, and then one day you know, a strange boy pops out of the hole, and she decides, oh my god, this is my way in, and so decides to go try to follow her mother down into the hole, because she had notes saying that's where her mother went. Is it thundering? It is thundering. Dun, 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 thunder down under. But yeah, so that's the general premise. But so with that said, there are things living down there, not just monsters, but like creatures or humans who have been down there so long they've just kind of made their own little towns and civilization down there. And one of the things I really like about it is there are some really like, oh my god, what are they doing kind of civilizations, because it's so totally different than our type of thing. But at the same time, it's really well fleshed out. There's a lot of cool stuff with it, and then of course just the fact that it's, even in these really intense places, there's still that level of humanity involved in it, and just the concept of different. It to me, it's more like they're just visiting different cultures. Because I mean, even now, there's a lot okay, for instance, take American. We eat lots of cows. I'm pretty sure you guys know that hamburgers are cows. We eat lots of beef. But places like India worship the cows, so they do not really eat cows. You know, so it's like stuff like that where somebody who is really aligned to that would come and say, oh my god, you're eating cows. Or we're like, you know, somebody from America goes to India and is like, oh man, I'm ready to eat old Bessie. And they're like, what? No, you're not. Don't you dare, we'll eat you first. No, they're not that like that. But you know, it's a totally different thing. And that's definitely, it's giving you a lot of that kind of feel. But it also, like I said, because of that, it's like, they are totally different and new to us as the viewers too, because they're not anything really directly, especially at first, to things we know. But you can, as you start going, you can see some little hints here and there of like the stuff. But no, it's really interesting, and the characters are really, really well set up. It's a really good cast. Yeah, there's a lot of horrible things, but there's also a lot of like, aw, sweet things. And you know, it is children mostly going on this. They do get a third party member, I'll say that much, but I won't go too much into it, who's a little older. But you know, there's still pretty much kids on this, and it's just, you know, facing that reality, especially at that age, is definitely another like ooh-ah thing. But yeah, I definitely recommend it if you guys are okay with dark things and possibly children getting hurt. But it is definitely not for, like, I guess, what do you say, the faint of heart. Because it is a very realistic survival story, adventure story, and it's a lot more, despite all the really fantastical elements of it, it's a lot more grounded in history history and in reality than a lot of them are. And I think that's why, to me, it's so attractive, because it has that you can find something to relate it back to, or you can actually, like, the more you sit about it and the more they explain things, you're like, yeah, I can understand why that happened. Like, it makes sense. It logically makes sense. It works within almost our physics, not quite, because obviously they have their own, you know, I mentioned already, it's like, you know, the whole has a totally different, we might as well be going to a wholly different world, and each level is really different too. But yeah, so season 2 is still airing, but it's pretty far in already. If you guys do decide to watch it, I want to let you know there is a movie that becomes between season 1 and 2 you will need to see as well. I'm guessing it's on Crunchyroll. I have no idea. That's not where I watch it. But yeah, it's also I don't know if it's dubbed. I don't watch dubs. So with that said, that's not a slight to any of you guys if you watch dubs. I've had people get like upset with that. It's like, I personally just don't like dubs. That does not mean I don't respect the people who work on them, because that is not true at all. Some of them have given a lot of time and energy, and there are a lot of really talented people in there that do amazing. But there are also a lot of it isn't even the voices, it's the translations, so that's not on the voice actors at all. Like, I was actually just talking about this earlier with somebody, because she was trying to find, she was getting like, I guess, I don't know if it's Shonen Jump or something like that. It might have just been Jump, one of those magazines. She started getting it from Japan, and she's like, well, I can't read it though. So I'm using a translating app, and you know, it apparently had really good reviews, but I'm reading the translation, and so the translation was basically like, oh, hi, I'm new to the tennis club, you know, take care of me. And then it's like, wait, and then it's two people talking. Hotaru is one of them. I didn't get the name of the other one because it wasn't said. So it's like, Hotaru is like, oh, hi, I'm new to the tennis club, you know, I hope you take care of me, and like, let's get along. Like the really typical, like, hey, I just here introduction is how they translated. And then the other guy, the way they translated his lines were like, wait, what? I thought we were at the tennis club. It's like, it was a really weird translation. But so when I actually read the Japanese, because luckily she should, because she posted the Japanese, so I was able to read the original Japanese. And actually, that first character, Hotaru, isn't saying anything in that feel. In fact, it's the opposite. Hotaru is like, hi, I'm new to the tennis club. It's you know, he's the new one to the tennis club. I think it's a guy. I don't actually know. I couldn't tell. Wearing a tennis jacket, that means nothing. But yeah, so it's like, you know, hi, I'm new to the tennis club. I look forward to, you know, working with you. Can you just, you know, please guide me as you need to or whatever. And then the other guy's like, what are you talking about? We're both in the tennis club. We're colleagues. So, you know, it's where the other one makes it seem like Hotaru is been in there longer and is going to be responsible or be the, you know, the senpai to the other character. Yeah, if you guys actually know what that is, great, because if you can get out of that, my god, you're insane, dude. But yeah, it really killed the translation, because no, it's, hey, it went from seeming like senpai and kohai, or can confuse kohai, to two people around the same age joining the tennis club. Like, it's a lot different, and the one is a lot more polite and like, how would you word it? Polite and like distant, like keeping the distance and keeping that really respectability there. But the other one's like, nah, dude, we're the same age, because I think they're supposed to be the same grade. Like I said, I looked at one page and like 3 frames, so you know, this is my guess based on how they're talking. But yeah, I was like, oh my god, why are you like this, guys? Why are you like this, translators? And that tends to be a lot like why I don't like manga. Usually can do it a little easier, but obviously one of the big issues you run into in anime too is mouth flaps. You have to make sure the mouth flaps match. So sometimes you have to change words and stuff too. And I mean, when I used to do translations for manga, I ran into that same issue too. There was what? Oh, so Wong pointed out that Dungeon Meshi on Netflix actually has 2 options for the subtitles. It's one of them is like the literal translation, and one of them is more the adaptive translation. So you can see both. That's actually really cool of them. Yeah, because like, but yeah, so that's exactly what I was getting at, like, with that. But like, so back to the translation thing, the guy was stretching out his name to introduce himself. So all he was saying was something to the extent of watashi wa... No, he wasn't even saying that. He was saying, His name was like 3 syllables. So I'll just go with Hotaru again because that's 3 syllables. Hotaru desu. So Hotaru desu. That's 5 bubbles. Each of those was in a different bubble. So you can imagine trying to translate. But he also had a different ending, so it couldn't have been 5. It had to have been whatever it was. It didn't quite translate. Because instead of, it was like desu was split, and des is in Japanese, basically. I think if you guys ever like watched my Japanese lessons, you might remember. It literally is just like the ending of a sentence. Japanese end their sentences in verbs, so if you don't have a verb at the end, des is the verb. So it has no meaning on its own per se, but it's akin to being like, it is. So you can't really just translate des. So that was an interesting one. When I did that, I talked to some friends and we kind of figured out how I could split some more stuff up or reword it, so I got them all in there. Oh yeah, there's never. But yeah, speaking of dubs, I have more recently, like, I will say this, I actually really respect a lot of the voice actors. There are some really good ones out there. There's some really just good people out there. So I've definitely been getting into Alex Lee. Is that his name? Yeah. He is insane, like in a funny, silly way. He is definitely like a nerd all out. And he is very talented. Like his range is really good too. But one of the things that really impressed me too with him is that in some of the lines when he was asked to deliver them a certain like a way, he actually will go and watch like the original. So he knew, okay, something is up. This isn't quite matching. The entire feel of this line is off. And like that is my biggest problem with the localization of them, because you're not only trying to match up mouth lessons, but you're trying to make it something people can understand. So nowadays, we all know what half this nerd shit is. Like we all know, at this point, I would believe we all know what an onigiri is. You know, a rice ball. Basically those triangles with, they're made out of rice. Sometimes they have filling in it. Sometimes they are just, you know, plain rice with some kind of vinegar or whatever in it. And then they usually have nori or seaweed wrapped around it to keep it in shape. It will help hold it and stuff. Plus, when you're eating it, you can grip it easier. So yeah, like at this point in time, a lot of people know what those are. Getting those actually in the US is not as hard as it used to be, period. I mean, there's a lot of places that are delving into like different Asian foods and all just stuff like that, or even grocery stores. So yeah, you know, nowadays we know what that is. But do you guys remember the original Pokemon dub? Instead of Brock doing, which Brock is his English name, Takeshi, I believe is his Japanese name. Wong confirmed it is. But yeah, so it's, you know, he was making donuts, jelly-filled donuts, which, to think about it, as a kid, I didn't really think about it too hard, but my God, that would be disgustingly unhealthy. Let's have a lunch break and eat jelly donuts every time. That's all they eat on the road. So yeah, as a kid, I mean, I knew it was he deep fries it really magically, yeah. But he's literally carrying a rice cooker around. But obviously, once again, in the US at the time, they weren't something super well known. And also, I will point out, back then, the restrictions on what to bring over and what had to be included and stuff was totally different than what it is now. It was a lot more strict. So while 4Kids didn't do great with it in some ways. In other ways, they were really great. The voice cast was phenomenal. That is still one of the best dubbed voice casts, I think. So it's not their fault the translations are weird. And it's not even all 4Kids' fault, because like I said, a lot of it had to do with they had to get to be able to do it through the censors and put it on American TV. They had to meet certain requirements, especially because it was labeled a kid show. And that's another difference too, is a lot of the shows that are for kids, like, for instance, the amount of parents who come in are shocked when they're buying manga for their kids and it's like My Hero or Demon Slayer especially, and they're like, is this okay for my kid? And I'm like, it gets a little violent, but other than that, it's fine. And I mean, they're all like, oh my God, but Japan is like, our kids can handle this. Just like, I mean, the whole concept of like death, we try to like, it's probably more of like a meme at this point, or like, but when we were kids, you know, somebody died, oh, they just went back to the farm or whatever, you know, animals, not people. Shadow Realm. Did your parents tell you they went back to the Shadow Realm, Wong? Okay, well, Wong is from an Asian family, so they did tell him they died. I'm sorry, I was not. I think, though, from a pretty early age, because I did lose people pretty young, my mother was at least willing to be like, yeah, no, okay, let's talk this and make you understand that this is, unfortunately, not something that's going to be undone. And that helped a lot. But yeah, a lot of kids, like even Disney movies, in the original Little Mermaid, she does not, like the story it's based off of, the one by Hans Christian Andersen, she doesn't live, she dies. She gets a weird happily ever after, but she becomes an angel basically. So she gives up all this for the prince, and he gets married to another girl. Friend zone. But yeah, so it's like I said, it's a lot different. And so like over there in Japan, that's they tend to like some of the stuff that they talk about, some of those things that got censored, especially in earlier anime, is, you know, oh, it's fine to talk about that, it's okay. But you know, in the US we're like, oh my god, you can't tell your kids there. Another really silly thing with censorship that always really amused me is so I'm sure you guys at least, well, okay, Resident Evil is a good one. We'll start with that. Resident Evil 2, there's a scene where it's right at the beginning, so it's not spoiler. I'm not considering it spoiler. When you first get to the police station, and a door closes on a guy being eaten, so you just see the guy get like ripped in half or whatever, right? In the American version, yeah, it's pretty gory detail. It's all there. In the Japanese version, it's censored. Japan is not very, like, violence is okay. Like, I mean, they don't obviously encourage it. Nobody does. But there's limits, and super graphic violence, definitely no. Whereas we look at it, and some of them, like, I remember watching, well, even Outlast Star, when I watched I had seen that one in the dub, and then I watched it much later in the full Japanese, so I could see it all, because there were some episodes that were cut, and I was curious, okay, why were these cut? Well, one of the big ones that was cut was the hot spring planet. It was basically all the characters are running around in towels or nothing the entire episode, even if they're fighting and stuff, and it's a silly, goofy episode, but it was fun. Although the only real fan service you get is you see Gene Starwin's ass. I'm not complaining. But yeah, so with that though, I was like curious, and I was like, huh. Or then even in Tenchi Muyo, when that was first on Cartoon Network, they're in the onsen, and I was always like, why the hell are they wearing swimsuits? They're not, it's painted on. That was how, because so much of it takes place in the onsen, because, you know, they literally live in a bathhouse. that was how Cartoon Network got around the censorship, is they just painted them on. It wasn't that hard, and it looks fine. So yeah, there was like, that's kind of the stuff. So America's like no nudity, and Japan's like sexual nudity no for kids, but normal nudity is fine. But you know, we don't have like public baths the way they do, or onsens and stuff. My god, we should though, right? So it's a weird, you know, that's some weird stuff there too. But yeah, so when it comes to translating and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't work super well. So you know, they try to find ways to localize it and make it make more sense. I know another one that I was actually very honestly surprised with is when I saw Yakitate Japan first got picked up in by Viz for licensing in English. I had read that one in Japanese. Like, I read it as it came out in Japan, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be such a mess. It's all bad Japanese puns. Mostly bread puns, but not all. You know, it's that is literally the whole series. The title is a fucking pun. If you guys, oh, I left line on. Oops. Well, I mean, I always leave it on, but you just heard a line noises. Sorry. Anyways, yakitate is like fresh baked, and Japan obviously is Japan, but also pan is bread in Japanese. So it's basically like fresh baked Japanese bread. It's literally a pun on it, and it's all about baking. In case you know that wasn't obvious by the title of it. Now that I've explained it, and that I also said bread puns. But yeah, so like they're. The first volume is the one I really checked. I didn't look further than that, because I usually just like, I want to see how the translations are. But I was really impressed. So first off, one of the first things, no, I must have gone a little further because I saw the Kurowasan bit. So, but either way, it doesn't matter. So there is a bit at the end of I think it's the first book, first, it's really early on, where they're supposed to make a make a bread that a horse will eat. So in Japanese, the pun there, when the horse, you know, eats it, is it's kind of like Shogeki no Soma, or Food Wars, but like a lot less extreme with the well, maybe I wouldn't even say a lot less extreme, a lot less sexual for their reactions. The over-the-wall reactions they have with the bread is so good, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, so the horse eats it and goes, umai, which horse in Japan is uma, and umai is delicious, so that was the pun there. So of course I'm like, oh my god, how are they gonna handle some of these puns? In the US version, it was mare vilis. I was like, okay, that's actually really good. You know, it's still a horse-related pun. It's talking about how good it is. So yeah, no, I was very happy with that one. Yeah, I know that was a really weird one. And then the other thing though is there's one of their first things they have to make is a croissant. Croissant. So in Japanese, croissant is croissant. Well, Azuma, the main character, he's really good at baking, but apparently has absolutely no knowledge what half these things he bakes are called. He just literally figured out how to make them on the fly, and you know, that's his specialty. He likes baking, so he does it. So he bakes a lot of bread. He has no idea what the hell a croissant is. So he literally asked everyone, who is Kurowa-san? Like, who is Mr. Kurowa? And so of course that was a big thing. I was like, oh god, how are they gonna handle this? No, they literally just left it as him turning to one of the same character and go, who is Kurowa-san? And then, you know, made a translator note that, you know, Kurowa-san, it's like the name with san at the end. And I was like, no, that's perfect. That is an easy way to do that when there's not an easy way to do it. So I like that. I thought that was really well done. So yeah, they do sometimes do, but I know that is a big issue as somebody who's dealt with translating and stuff too. Stuff doesn't always match up one-to-one. And I mean, I know if you guys have seen any of the VTubers learning like American slang, when they don't know English or any kind of English slang, they're always like, what does this mean? Oh, and then there was that one gamer or whatever where somebody was like, it wasn't that sick, but it was something like to that, or, you know, that's goat. That's what it was. And he was like, I do not know what the hell this goat has to do with anything, and shared just a picture of a confused goat back. Yeah, this is an actual art stream this time. I sometimes do that. Sometimes I actually draw. This is mostly just me talking about bad puns and stuff though. But yeah, so because he didn't know that goat was a term, and I mean, it makes sense. It's not, they don't use goat as the same term in the language. So somebody had to explain it to him, and then he's like, oh, I've learned this is a very big compliment. It has nothing to do with goats. Howdy, Murky. How you doing? Sometimes I art, sometimes I do. I swear, guys, sometimes I do what I'm supposed to. Oh, the good. I speaking of, I was just talking about bad bread puns from Yakitatsu Japan, so it's perfect timing. I saw it and I was like, I need to make like multiple bread puns in this. Let me go. I'm an art. You're right. It's right. I'm fabulous. No, Wong realized at Target the other day, because yeah, I was gonna say some of these apps are doing this now, where if you like look at makeup or clothes, you can like actually try it on a picture of yourself first, like it's built into their app, so you can kind of get an idea of like, well, what would this look like on me? So it's pretty nifty. But Target apparently said he could do it for yeast rolls. So of course he shared it, and I just wanted to know how it worked and made some bread puns. Oh, it makes sense. Yeah, get it done while you can. God, I don't know. I don't know how I feel like if I was playing a game and they're like, reset, everything's gone. I mean, that was the main reason I never ended up doing, because I've never actually gotten Monster Hunter Sunbreak. Is that it? The other half of the game from because I didn't. Most of my friends are playing on PC now, but I don't want to restart everything, and especially because World was a little different because there was a lot more hands-on stuff. Oh, it means, oh, that kind of reset. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. He meant like a weekly reset, like dailies type stuff. Teehee. What are you talking about? Oh, so if you do a raid, it's locked till next week. Oh, see, this is how much I know about Warcraft. Dude, I played Warcraft 3. That's all I got. Or was it 2? What? No, it's a tactical MO kind of. Yeah. Wait, RTS, what does that mean? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, they're nothing like each other. I definitely agree with that. But it's a Warhammer game. Just because I'm drawing magic. No, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's definitely, I heard thunder already. But my memories with WoW are actually pretty fun because Kitten and I used to play it a lot when we were young. So yeah, that was quite a long time ago. But we realized you could switch out the voice clips if you found where they were, and we found where they were. So we put a bunch of random other voice clips in there from anime, primarily Sailor Moon and Ranma 1/2. So, for instance, when you click the sheep, instead of making the ball noise, it'd go chibi 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 chibi, which is what chibi chibi says in Sailor Moon Stars in the original. I don't know about the new one. So yeah, the sheep would say that, and then once they got angry, it would go like Mars fire attack. And then if you clicked it too many times, because they would make the noise when you clicked it, if you clicked it to the point where it would have gotten second angry, they just explode. So that's a very important thing to know. If you click sheeps too many times and that, they explode. And yeah, so we found this out. And then like we would just hear like Ryoga and Shampoo fighting whenever an oil rig on the water would get built. I'm like, we were just nuts, my god. They were so dumb. Like they made no sense. We literally just clipped everything out to anything. I don't know what a kata is. I'm sorry, I literally have only played Warcraft 3. It's so old. I don't even remember it. Oh, okay, it's an expansion. Cataclysm, that makes more sense. I'm like, kata? Like, thing? As you can tell, I definitely know what's going on. Who are you people? No, I want it like there. I think would be better. For WoW? With WoW itself, World of Warcraft, I definitely was older. Is that also expansions? I've never actually played World of Warcraft. Like I said, I played Warcraft 3. It's not the same. Possibly 2 if I'm off. What? I think I only played 3, but I don't know. My dad illegally downloaded games for us. We grew up on Mac computers, which is kind of why I have a little beef with Macs. They are way better now. Like, don't get me wrong. I have an iPad and I fucking love it. But, yeah, like, even now, one of the reasons that it's taking me so long to deal with the redone of those kiosk pages is, like, half of them got eaten by our Macs in the day. So I literally do not have the original files because they were just eaten. I could rescan and redo them all. I've just been, once upon a time, ran them through Waifu 2X, and I've just been editing some Sarah redrawing. Classic redoing? Oh, that's... Wow. Hi, Firearm. I won't be on too much longer anyways. It's almost my time. What? Yes, I must go. My people are calling. Wait, being an old shitty laptop... Well, yeah, like, that's just it. When I got my first laptop in college, I had been on crappy-ass Macintoshes, or Crashintoshes, as I called them, for so long that I was, like, so afraid of crashes and everything, and I got a Toshiba. And I'm just like, oh god, when's it gonna crash? When's it gonna crash? And so, like, at the time, we didn't even have Wi-Fi in my house. Not because Wi-Fi didn't exist, but yeah, we were on 56K dial-up. But because it didn't exist in our specific area, my parents lived in close, it's in a city, but it's so close, like a small town, but it's so close to the unincorporated zone. What? Oh, well, yeah, we didn't even have cable. We had nothing. Oh, true. We had no, but I couldn't have, no, because I couldn't have internet on my phone or my computer because of that. No, on dial-up you do not have Wi-Fi. Okay, back then nobody knew what the hell that was, dude. Sir, you think my dad knew that? He never tried. Wong's like, it existed back then. I was like, dude, we had 56K dial-up and it couldn't handle shit on Macintoshes. But yeah, it was such a nice change to be like, oh, my computer's not crashing, and then I could just like leave it on as I wanted. It was amazing. My PC is obviously a Windows. I just said it was a PC. Oh, I am just melting from the heat. Don't worry. I remember one of the funny things about dial-up is like, obviously when you dial-up, nobody can make phone calls. Nobody could call you. And back then nobody had cell phones, so it was definitely a different era. That was about the time I shortly got my cell phone, like I think a semester after we switched, because yeah, we were a little slow to everything, just mostly financial reasons. But my one friend, Satori, I think I've mentioned her before. She's the one we wrote like an epic like 5,000 page story together in middle school about a dog breaking out of an asylum and getting adopted by dog, like on a dog spaceship. They were all dog people. It was weird. They were fighting cows. Cows were the aliens. It was so weird. I don't know what the hell we dreamed up that fever dream, but yeah, it's like 5,000 pages of it too. And there's like a sequel. I'm like, what the hell were we doing? What's wrong with us? But yeah, so I've known her forever. But yeah, she would always try to call me at a certain time, and like for some reason it just always seemed to disconnect when she wanted to call. So if it disconnected, we'd be like, oh, we know who it is. Oh my god, I think that's a good stop. All I got was her skin done, but it's different. Hopefully that looks deeper. I really do like having the extra monitors for sure. At the beginning, my first drawing tablet, like with the screen, was gotten because my laptop monitor was going. I tried swapping the monitor, and then I tried swapping something else in it, and it just still kept having the issues. So yeah, that's why like at the time Wong helped me get my first drawing tablet, which was a Taiwan brand that I'm forgetting the name on. What? I don't know. Wong doesn't remember it. It was a 13-inch. But I was like, oh my god. So it was actually my main monitor for a while. And then obviously when I got my PC back, it became my second. Now I'm on a 22-inch Huion, so it's totally different. There's nothing wrong with that. I know one of the times we had basically we ended up having a LAN party. It was hilarious. And like when Gundam Evolution, no, not Gundam Maxi Boost, when that first came out, we had a bunch of friends come over, and we literally just set up whatever. We had a couple monitors, a couple TVs. Yeah, we used some TVs for the monitors. We're like, whatever, doesn't matter. I think I just actually played just on my PC and remoted in, but it was so funny. PSCD flash. I will say, at least what's really interesting is my Sega Genesis still works, and I do have that over here now. I got it from my mom's house, and it so if you guys don't know, obviously I'm sure a lot of you guys probably know more about like what are they called? Gaming systems than I do, because I really came super late into them. But anyways, with this, for a while, so Sega Genesis started on cartridge and then went to a disc or whatever. But for a while, Sega wanted to have a system that contained both. So they actually outsourced the production of some of these models, like these particular models with that. So mine is actually a JVC made Sega Genesis with the disc and the cartridge drive. So it's weird, but it still works. And I have the few games I had for it, I still have. Like those horrible games you couldn't beat. And we got it because my dance teacher got mad at her sons and sold their game system and all their games for like $10, and my mom got it. She picked it up for us. She's like, yeah, we're gonna buy this for you guys. You like video game things? I can't remember which game it was that she was like, oh man, I thought you guys would definitely like this one, but it was fun. And we only had one controller though. So being the weird maniacal genius I am and have always been, I was like, we have an Atari. I wonder what happens if you plug the Atari controller into the Sega Genesis. What do you know? It works. It actually does. But of course, it's a joystick and a button. So yeah, just because it works doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I played a second player a lot, Sonic especially, with an Atari controller. And it was sometimes, well, it wasn't sometimes, it was usually harder to manage because you had to be really careful about the angles and stuff. But because I was second player, it was fine. I could die and everything was fine. It's fine, it will all be over soon. But yeah, so I have some weird memories. Yeah, I used every time I played something on Game Pass, it's been through the PC. Because I use, I'll get like, sometimes I'll do like surveys, or I do use Bing as a search engine just to get those points and then go to Google. It actually, I feel like right now it actually might be stronger than Google with all the stupid AI shit. Because some of the answers Google gives you, you're like, no. But yeah, it's definitely better than it used to be. But yeah, you get, Wong is making noises. I'm scared. But yeah, so because of that, there was just all, like, yeah, I can just use it to get free passes every now and then with my points. I'll just check them in. Like, I'm sitting on a lot of points right now. I might actually turn it in for something. It keeps yelling at me. It's like, you have all these points. Don't you want to use them? Like, I forgot about them. But now I want to use them. Now I gotta figure out if there's something worth using them, because obviously the exchange rate on these isn't good. Unless you're going straight up for Microsoft stuff, and then that's a little better, but yeah. Oh, really? Like, in what term? Because they're losing money with it, though? Is that why? I mean, I guess that would be why. Boo, ad. Wait, I tell the ads not to. The ads aren't supposed to run until it reaches like 2 hours. It's not 2 hours. Only no charity streams. Charity's not with me. You're right. I've had people ask me before, like, yeah? Weird. Oh, mimic errata? All right, errata, you ready to listen to this? She just stretched his feet out. That's all. But yeah. Yeah, with the charity stream, I'm like, everyone who always says that, I'm like, dude, you're not big enough to do a charity stream. Like, Doki doing it made perfect sense. But me doing it, no. Also, charity gets enough of my money. She should give some of it back. No, I'm kidding. I think it's good. Good causes are always for good causes. That kind of made sense. Are you giving stuff to charity? Does she know this? Well, I am obviously got a lot. Okay, still got a lot more to go, but we got some skin done and some tones, and I missed a spot right there. Damn it. There's some spots that are. Why are you like this? I don't like this. Yeah, so part of it is because I've been working on this piece also on, like, at work. It's been done on, like, multiple stuff, and that's why there's so many weird spots in it. I'll have to clean up a lot of this again, too. And I was like, oh my god, like, literally stuff, there's the lines will show through. See, this is what I mean by I spend so much time on the feet. Like, they look a lot better than most of my feet usually do. Oh my god, Wong! She just came up behind me and started making slurping noises when I said feet. See? This is what I have to deal with. You guys have to deal with this. Can you believe this bullshit? No. But yeah, there's something about the original image, especially like the feet were angled so badly. But like I said, I use it as a reference and frame of I'm redrawing this in my own style. So it's like a homage type shit. But yeah, it's not my, like, I'm sure this pose has been used for other things or similarly posed things. So. Okay. Yeah, another hole. I'm gonna get off as soon as I find all these holes. Magik, show me all your holes. That sounds awful. Good, thank you. Nin indeed. Okay. Now that's better. Alright, cool. What does? I've never been in a Gundam Breaker shop either. Alright, well, yeah, so thank you guys for coming. I'm gonna go back to drawing those kiosks because that's all I've been doing. I already even did my Gundam dailies while drawing those kiosks. Yeah, I definitely got some work left to do on it, but it's going, it's going. Alright, so let's find somebody to raid. Hisashiburi. Raid. I made some new friends and I've been adding people so I can read them. Alright, what do we got on? Red buffer. Buffs. Raid buffs. Oh, buffer. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. So, obviously you guys are always allowed to make suggestions. But what the hell are some of these games people are playing? Like this one is Chicken Police. Lone Fungus 2. Yeah, lone. He's alone. Just... Who's Spooky Rose? Do I know them? I mean, I'll rate them. I don't care. That's fine. Suggestions are always welcome. I'll find a new friend. Okay. So... we'll go try raiding Spooky Rose if it lets me. Okay, cool. I don't know. So half the time I'm like, I'm going to read this first and then it doesn't work. So yeah, I should be streaming next week around the same time again. I'm trying to keep it up. Primarily it will be art, but we all know that I am indecisive. So occasionally we will end up doing, you know, what's that called? Gundam or something else. So, yep. And I'll be trying to like get games in here and there and stuff with friends too. So that those won't be on my schedule like usual. And I'll get a karaoke stream in July at some point. Not for June though. All right. Ikuwayo. Good night, everyone. Mata ne.